Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I know. Surprise. We are going to hang out together on a Tuesday morning. I guess I took Memorial Day off for the American friends and viewers yesterday. So that works. And we'll hang out on this Tuesday morning. Now I'm like, what day is it even? I'm going to give you a moment to get situated because one, I'm early, and two, I'm on a different day. So I like to keep you on your toes sometimes. It works. As you join, please say hi in the comments. Let me know you're hanging out and having fun with us today. Good morning, Angie. Do you like my cup today? Yeah, there's a theme to the show today. Good morning, Cor. She's got her Java ready. Excellent. I am restocked on my favorite tea. So life is so good. Megan, good morning. We're just going to give people another minute to hang out, but say hi in the comments. Let's see who's connecting in our live podcast today. Again, always appreciating you taking time to pop in, whether it's for 30 seconds, a minute, the whole damn time. You're appreciated no matter what. Yeah. Good morning, Dina. Ooh, all the angels are here. So good. Nominations are currently being accepted for the next Foothills Angel recipient. So, girls, we got to do a live. We need to connect on that. But I will say, if you are somebody, you don't have to live, you necessarily don't have to live in the Foothills, but the person you are nominating has to live in the Foothills. So if you know someone in Okotoks, Black Diamond, Turner Valley, High River, Nanton, Cayley, Blackie, on a farm anywhere in between in those areas who could use a bit of a community hug, then we would love to hear from you because we are currently looking to surprise somebody with picking up their spirits, sharing joy with them. It could be that they're coming in a financial situation. It could be just that they're just really down. Could be just that they've had some challenges. Could just be that they're good people that you would like to cheer up. That's what the Foothills Angel do. So let us know. Check them out on social media at Foothills Angel, and the nomination form is up there. But yeah, exciting. Allison, good morning. Welcome, friends, to our virtual coffee club. I know we're on a different day, kind of the same time. We're just going to connect and hang out sometimes as inspiration inspires. I cannot believe, I don't know who else is with me. Share in the comments how you're feeling about this today, that today is the last day of May. The last day of May. That is so crazy that we are this far into 2022 already. Blink, blink. Good morning, fellow Jody. I love that. The other awesome Jody. There's a few of us. We should maybe start a gang. But yeah, I'm surprised that it's the end of May. It has been it's been an interesting year, right? I think that we have been challenged in ways that we haven't been challenged before. We've been pushed to the limits in different parts of our lives that we didn't think we'd be pushed to. We've overcome some pretty amazing hurdles. We have, I just think of even the group that I know, like just from everybody who said hi. If I know you a little bit, some of you I don't, some of you I do. But when I think about that list, friends, 2022 has been something. Yeah, Allison said, interesting is one word. Yeah, I think there's been moments of it that have been, oh, I think we can be frank about that, right? Have been completely fucked up. We've had moments in this year that we I don't know about you, but I would love to hear in the comments. But I know, speaking personally, if I had moments this year where I hit the lowest point I've probably ever hit in a long time, maybe ever. I think because I don't know. It's like, how do you compare um, one situation in your life to another, right? In that moment and in that time frame, it was what it was. Or if you're in that right now, it is what it is. It's neither good nor bad. It just is. And we've had those tests this year where we've been pushed down. For me, for sure, I think I hit a bottom like place. And I shared that a little bit with you a few months ago, and climbing out of that space and stepping into what's next and being open to what that looks like for the next piece. That's not easy, is it? So, if that's you, if you have overcome a big challenge already this year, I applaud you. I see you and I am so freaking proud of you. If you haven't and you're just like, you know what, this year's actually been relatively smooth sailing for me, I applaud you. I see you. I am so freaking proud of you. That is amazing. Each of us is going to have different moments at different times. But I think the we talk a lot about just what we've been through in the last couple of years and how that has moved us into where we are today. And I don't know if that's a conversation that's feeling dead or over for you, but I just bring it up only in the fact that let's just take a minute and have a look at how far you've come. We have dealt with things we never thought we would in our life. I know, having conversation with a friend last night, just thinking about uh, the moments when you were out knowing the world's gonna shut down the next day and things like that, where you're like, What were we thinking? What were we doing? What was that moment like?" And I mean, we just did what we could do. We survived. We went through the motions. We went through a lot. And I bring it up only to remind you that if you're in a tough space this morning, if you're in a tough space right now, you, my friend, are a fighter and you have already overcome so much. So, whatever's in front of you today, ah, you got this. You got this. And you're not alone. You're not alone. Allison shares, we have to experience what we're going through and not compare to the atrocities that are going on in the world. Otherwise, we would just dismiss ourselves. Isn't that the truth? Right? Because when we look at what else is happening in the world, it's gosh, it's overwhelming, isn't it sometimes? And it's frustrating and it can make you like in a moment your blood can boil, right? I know that I saw a lot of people sharing and posting yesterday about how Canada is really one of the only countries left that doesn't allow someone who is unvaccinated to travel, to get on an airplane, to get on a whatever, to travel. And yeah, people are now questioning, like they maybe did all along, is our science different in Canada? And wherever you are in the spectrum of your belief in that scenario is valid to you. And I'm not saying one is right, wrong, or the other. I'm just saying I see people's frustration in that. And it's a little bit terrifying, right? I think that we take moments and we watch what's happening elsewhere around the world, right? With the school shootings in the United States. That makes our hearts bleed and it's overwhelming when we talk about rights for women and their bodies and what's happening around those conversations. When we think about what is happening in countries like Ukraine, it is overwhelming, right? So when we look at that perspective of the world, Allison, I like what you shared there, is that we can still be a part of being a difference maker and a change maker, but don't dismiss yourself in the process. I really like that. Good morning, Kelly. Corey says, oh gosh, this year's been a bittersweet doozy. Right. Good morning, Daryl. Right. And I think that, I don't know, it's probably the same in all years. We all have different times where we have the good and the bad and the other pieces. But I think that it just feels so, gosh, it just feels so called on my heart today just to remind you that you got this. You got this. And there's going to be moments continued for the rest of the year, the rest of our time when we peak and valley. And it's reminding, I think the biggest thing that I'm called to share in that moment is connection. Okay, friends, connection is the piece that gets us through it. When you feel you're most disconnected from your family, your loved ones, your life, your community, your workplace, wherever that fits in your world, when you feel disconnected or you don't feel like you belong or you have that sense of belonging, that's when you feel the most overwhelmed. When you have an opportunity to step into a connection point, whether that's here connecting with us, whether that's calling a friend, texting someone you know, just being like, hey, I just need to connect with you today. And that simple act of connection, I promise you, is going to make a huge amount of difference. And anytime we're going through anything that falls under tragic, disastrous, sad, happy, like any of those pieces, we know that connection, there's science behind connection and what that does. There's even science behind what hugging another person does. Okay. When you hug another person, there's actually things, chemicals, and we've talked about them before, our four best friends, but those chemicals like serotonin, like oxytocin, like all of those things are released from your body from a hug. How simple is that? Now, I know that a hug isn't always up for grabs for everybody on a daily basis. You could be somebody who travels, you could be someone who lives alone, you could be somebody who isn't as connected in this moment. So there's other ways to do that. But if you do have someone you could give a hug to today, just do it. There is beautiful, beautiful science behind the act of a hug. And think about for a moment the last time you hugged somebody, the last time you had that embrace in somebody's arms and you squeeze in and you just sit in that moment, right? Nothing else in the world exists except that exchange of energy. That feels pretty amazing. So do that. Daryl shares, a lot of people need to hear the "we got this," including me. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we do. Allison says, yesterday I was out of spoons and my grass was so long. My son knew I was having a rough day, so he came over and mowed the lawn for me. It was a small thing, but it was a huge thing, just feeling his love. And it didn't take much to make a difference. Right? I think sometimes and we were talking about this, I think, last week, but I think we overthink. Well, if you're like me, you overthink every fucking thing in the world. But I think that we overthink when we think about making a difference, what that can look like. And again, I could have this conversation 1,000 times, but when we think about the things that I mentioned earlier, the big, heavy things that are happening in the world that we feel like we have zero fucking control over, the art of making a difference feels really minuscule, doesn't it? Because you're like, what can I do? But I promise you, a gesture like Allison's son mowing someone's lawn, doing that for someone you know, doing it for a neighbor, doing any little act of kindness has a grandiose ripple effect in this world. And if we all had those moments, think about it for a moment. If we all took a moment to do something kind, the ripple effect is huge. I read a really interesting article last night on the power of your thoughts. And so this article was was kind of based on the like, if you miss someone, can they feel it? Was the premise of the article, which was why I was scrolling and I was like, oh, fascinating. Let me check into that. And basically, what it was going through in that article was that your thoughts have an incredible amount of power behind them. And I don't know if we really think about that at times because we have the ability to send somebody positive energy, positive thought, positive vibes, whatever you want to label it as, through thought alone. We do, because everything in the world is energy. Everything is in an energy exchange. And so that can go for good and that can go for bad. So think about that for a moment. If you have somebody on your mind in a really negative way, That's what you're putting out there, even if you mean to or not. But the article went on to say that it's actually, there is some science in, if you are missing someone or thinking about someone, that energy is sent to them. And a lot of times it's because they might already be thinking of you and have sent it to you, and vice versa. So there's an interesting exchange there. If you like, I can post a link to the article below this video if you want to check it out. I found it an interesting read in exchanging that thought energy with another person. But take it one step further. If someone pops into your mind today that, as I'm saying this, that you're thinking of, and missing someone can have a number of different levels, right? It might just be that you haven't talked to them in a while, haven't even seen their face. It might be because they're not in your life anymore. It might be because the relationship in your life has changed, or it might be someone who is just at work for the day and you're going to see them at the end of the night. Like, missing has so many levels, but take it to the next one and just send them a message and say, hey, you know what? You popped onto my mind today, and I'm just sending you a good thought. How amazing would it feel to receive a text like that from somebody, right? Just like the fact that somebody thought of you positively, sent you love, and took the, what, 5 to 20 seconds it would take to send a text message to somebody and just drop that little love bomb into their life today. Think of the ripple effect of that, because receiving a message like that from somebody it's beautiful. It's just beautiful, and it's a great way to connect. And I promise you, you just sending that is also going to make you feel better. 100%. That's what I'm thinking is on my heart today. I also was drinking out of my Rip cup, my Yellowstone cup. One, because who doesn't want that view? Damn it. But they announced the parade marshals for the Calgary Stampede this morning. And one of the parade marshals, sadly, it's not Rip, but it is Mr. Kevin Costner, who plays the super hot gilf on Yellowstone. John Dutton. And yeah, he shot a little video. He's somewhere tropical with palm trees behind him. I shared it on my Instagram of how excited he is to come and be the parade marshal of the Calgary Stampede. And so there's a lot of buzz around Kevin Costner coming to be the Stampede parade marshal. There's a local tie into, I don't know if he's like the co-parade marshal or what. I don't think he's getting quite as much airplay as Kevin Costner is, but from the foothills area, John Scott is also the other parade marshal this year. And if you're familiar with John, his company, John Scott Productions, has been an integral part of movie and television production in Alberta for over, I want to say 50 years, I think it is. And so a very cool honor for him to be. He will get some excellent promotion alongside Kevin Costner, but just kind of interesting this morning that that's who the Calgary Stampede parade marshals will be this year. I think there's a lot of excitement and buzz still around that Yellowstone show. If you've seen it or not, the new season will be launching this November. So I know if you're a Yellowstone fan, you are looking forward to that. Yeah, it was a good show. It's a good show. I really loved 1883 also, sidebar. But yeah, so that's why I thought I'll drink out of my Yellowstone-esque cup, because the parade marshals are awesome. That's what I know today. What's on? What else is on your mind? Yeah. I think that's where I'm at with thought today. Starting tomorrow, of course, it being June 1st. June is a big month. It is Pride Month, so we will be having some more conversation around that this year, like we did last year. June is also Indigenous Month. So not only is Indigenous Peoples Day on June the 21st, I believe, but the whole month is dedicated to Indigenous awareness and sharing of stories. And so I am collaborating ideas with our friend Christy Morgan, who's been on the show a couple of times. And we want to share some of those stories in the month of June also. So something to look forward to. The community wellness journey has officially kicked off. However, if you are watching, Corey, Dina, whoever else, Daryl, I think this would be good for you. You still have the opportunity to join us on this 5-week journey together. It's $10. It's pretty easy. And we're just going to deep dive into some wellness for the next 5 weeks. So please come and join us for the fun. There's weekly challenges that are optional to partake in. And apparently I did read your mind, Allison. There's weekly challenges where you can win some very cool prizes. We've got some amazing sponsors that have jumped on board to donate some very cool things for you to win. And some work for if you live in the area, and some do. It doesn't matter where you watch from, your prize will fit you. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So you can find the links to it at Community Wellness Journey. They're on Facebook. We're on Facebook and we're on Instagram at Our Community Wellness Journey. So all the links for that are there. If you can't find it, please message me and I will send it to you. But looking forward to you joining us for that 5 weeks of fun. It's going to be really good. I'm excited about it. So anyway, we will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, to connect with you once again. Thank you for jumping on and having coffee with me today. Cheers to you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. It's so beautifully sunny here today, so I'm feeling on top of the world. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, your challenge today, should you like it, is to text somebody and just tell them they popped into your mind. Whoever you thought of when I was talking about missing someone or sending a positive thought or just wanting to reach out and connect to someone, send that quick text message today to tell somebody that they've got a little bit of real estate in your mind. Think of real estate right now. Corey could attest to that. It's hot. So if somebody's got a little real estate in your mind, that is a privilege and that is a gift. And let them know. Let them know. Have an amazing rest of your day. And we will see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Bye, everybody.